Good afternoon. Today I'm going to talk about human resources management and some interesting thing that I was research in internet about how human resources should keep for 2014, how things should be changed and things like that. But first of all, I'm going to give you the definition of human resources management, which is a function of attracting, developing, and retaining enough qualified employees to perform the activities necessary to accomplish organizational objectives. And three main objectives are providing qualified, well-trained employees for the organization, maximize employees' effectiveness in the organization, satisfying individual employees' needs through the monetary compensation, benefits, opportunities to advance, and job satisfaction. Some fun facts: 25% of the human resources professionals report a shortage of job candidates with degrees in science, engineering, technology, and mathematics. 78 million baby boomers will retire with only 46 billion Generation X workers to replace them. HR must be creative in searching for qualified employees, and businesses look both internally and externally for employees. So the question is, what should human resources leaders should focus on in 2014? The main focus for most organizations in 2014 should be on talent management and talent development, particularly the managerial and technical roles that are the different makers. What are the major reasons to focus on talent? Because it's a great way to get the HR function into a broader discussion about what is next for the organization and what is the business strategy should be. Positioning the human resource function and talent management to contribute to the overall objective and financial performance of the organization is the best way that human resources function can add value to the corporations. What is the most important thing that human resources should focus in on the talent management? It's assessing that the skills the organization needs to implement its strategy and the plan for recruiting and managing the critical talent. It is important to understand what the organization can do to add the right talent, whether it's the best recruited or the best internally developed, and whether it is even possible to develop the right talent in order to implement the business strategy. Understanding the availability of talent is a combination with knowing how it's critical for the business strategy should lead to the more intuitive relationship between the strategy choices of the organization and how it is the talent is trained into the manage. Often the reasons why business strategies failed is that they mistakenly assume that the organization can get the right talent in order to perform the way that the strategy calls for. All too often organizations cannot attract or develop it. As a result, the strategy is not feasible. Talent has always been important, but it has increasingly become more critical because so many organizations are doing much more complex, knowledge-based work or operating globally. This has created a situation where the performance of talent has a major impact on the bottom line. The difference in many critical jobs between good talent performance and poor talent performance is from 100 to 1. The reality is increasingly causing knowledge work-based organizations to focus on talent as a source of competitive advantage. Google is a good example of a company that has done an exceptional job of recruiting and managing people who have a critical knowledge skills. It needs talent people to perform well, and that translates into how they communicate about the kind of talents they are looking for and the jobs that they offer. Further, they identify critical positions in the organizations, where the performance can differentiate them from their competitors, or they make sure they fill those jobs with the right talent. I think it is important a critical part of the whole recruitment and selection process. In the selection process, they ensure that they test for the ability to develop the key skills that are needed for the job. decades ago, Google, like 3M, began giving everybody 10 to 15% free time to work on their pet projects. People have used this time to come up with new business ideas and business projects. They have created work that fits the talent of the people in the organizations, and they have attracted talents people to come to work for them. I think this allows them not only to implement their business strategy, but to also to grow and develop their business strategy based on the skills of their employees and their ability to attract top talent. The main question is, why aren't there more organizations that focus on talent? Some business leaders think that they can live without top talents. Others believe that talent management is important, but they do not see it as important as a finance or technology. But finally, many executives are unable to see the relationship between talent issues and business strategy of the organization. Many executives do not have background in talent management. They are trained as a finance or engineering, and they see them as the major determinations of organization performance. I think the challenge for HR is not just to establish the importance of talent, but it's to the link of talent management to the business strategy. Well, with this I conclude my presentation about what should human resources leader focus in 2014. I really want to say thank you so much for your time, and it was nice to meeting you and having in your class. I'm sorry, and I really wish I can keep in touch with you, and whatever you need, I will be in the States, and we will be a good contact. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.